This conference will now be recorded.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunil, one small doubt.
Yeah.
On when we have discussed about Maven, we have installed in our local machine, right?
Yes.
But there is not mandatory, right? We can also install that in AWS machine, no?
We have done it
Yesterday,
now.
what?
It is already installed in
Yes, yes,
AWS.
yes. But installing in our local machine is
Not required.
not compulsory, right? Not
Not
required.
No, not required.
Okay, 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 Sunil. Thank you.
Trivedi, any questions?
No, sir.
Hey, Sunil, Vikas here. One question.
Yes, Vikas.
So, Sunil, when we are moving the code to the QA server, do we need any kind of databases as well over there?
When you are moving the code.
Yeah, I don't know. The artifact includes everything in this code as well as database.
Not required. We are not moving the code actually. We are copying the artifact.
So artifact requires any kind of database? Connectivity or anything?
Sometimes it may be required of us.
Okay, so then when we are moving artifact, so in that case, we need to have the database in the QA server.
We need to install the database, yes.
Pre-installed, and the connectivity will be continued.
Yes, you are right.
Okay. Thank you.
So what you can do, okay. So what you can do, dev QA prod. Am I right?
Yep.
To avoid the errors, what you can do, you can have a duplicate copy of dev as test. Okay, so that whatever the database credentials, whatever there it is in the dev instance, that same will be available in test. Okay. Convert this as a snapshot or an Amazon machine image and create an EC2 machine using this AMI. Okay, so that's how you get the solution. Okay.
Okay.
If there are any dependencies software between dev and test. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
So quick recap.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Trivedi.
Sir, suppose we are only stopping the instances. Will it start incurring charges or?
Yeah. Even though you stop the instances, you will be charged. Okay.
Yes, because 2 days back I practiced it and I deleted it again. So
yeah, deleted it. If you delete it, you will not be charged. If you don't delete it, you get charged. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Akhil, can you explain the CA? Gopi, can you hear me? Gopi? Nafis? Not Nafis. Trivedi?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain CA stages?
Sir, there are 5 stages. That is, first is continuous download, then second is continuous build, third is deployment, fourth is testing, and fifth is delivery.
Okay, what is continuous test development? Continuous first step, continuous download.
First step is downloading the source code from the GitHub repository.
Okay.
Then building it, then converting it, the source code into the artifact with help of Maven.
Okay.
Then deploying it from dev server to QA
Okay.
server
Okay.
with help of Jenkins,
Okay.
and further processes to deliver it, to test it, and then to deliver it to production server.
Okay.
Yes.
So we already have started the 3 missions which are required to perform the CI/CD stages. So let's connect to dev server, and we know that Jenkins will not start automatically. We need to manually start the Jenkins, and we also know the command to start the Jenkins.
Sunil, the machine is getting logged out 5 minutes, every 5 minutes automatically, the server which you are connecting. Is there anything we can change so that?
Please tell me the EC2 machine you're talking about.
Say, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Dinesh, repeat again.
Now you logged into dev server, right?
Yes, I have logged into dev server.
After 5 minutes, it's getting disconnected, the server automatically. I mean, like, we are unable to run anything. Again, we need to log in.
So no, you're losing the connection.
Yeah, yes.
That means network issues. So maybe in the network packet loss. Dinesh.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
No,
else
sir,
there
I
may
think,
settings
sir, I
we need
think
to check
he's
for.
talking about the by default settings that happens with the Linux servers. In fact, wherein the putty gets disconnected, similarly the git bash is also getting disconnected.
Yeah. We need to change anything in Git bash, like setting timeout settings, something like that.
We are doing right. We are not facing any experience problem here.
Okay. Oh.
In which port number, Prashant, Tomcat runs on?
8080, sir.
Jenkins?
Again 8080.
This job is already performing 3 stages: continuous download, continuous build, and continuous deployment. The artifact is also deployed, and we can also see the artifact is deployed. Okay, so I won't run the job just to understand the process. Look at this. Done. How can we access the application which is deployed? Where it is deployed on the QA instance. So take the public IP of the QA. Tomcat runs on 8080 / the context path. I remember the context path where it is given is QA-env. So according using the context path, I can access my application. Now, stage 4, continuous testing. Especially when DevOps technology, testing is always done by using automation tools, not a manual testing. When I say continuous testing, I'm referring to the testing tools, not the manual testing, like Selenium. So the testing team uses automation tools for testing the application which is hosted in the QA server. Okay. Now, testing team will create the testing scripts. Testing team will create the testing scripts, and the testing scripts needs to be executed. Continuous testing is nothing but we already have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Continuous testing is nothing but running the test scripts. If it is Selenium, you have Selenium scripts. If you have some other tool, you have those scripts. That scripts needs to be executed. So remember carefully. So what we, as a DevOps team, what we will do is we'll be instructing the testing team to upload the testing scripts in the GitHub repository. Like how developers upload the code into the GitHub repository, we will request the testing team to upload the testing scripts in the GitHub repository. So what we do as part of continuous testing is we'll download the testing scripts. We will download the testing related scripts and then run the testing scripts. That's our job. Okay, so remember, like how developers upload the source code into GitHub repository, in the same way we'll ask the testing team to upload all the testing scripts in the GitHub repository. Okay, so go through GitHub repository. This is the repository where the testing scripts are available. Which repository? Testing new is the repository which we need to upload. So what I should do? Nafis, I should first download the testing scripts from GitHub repository. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm thinking if we do a Windows scheduler and there will be put
Yeah,
a.
your voice is not clear.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
That can be achieved by the Windows scheduler also. Correct. So put the script. Okay. Then why? I mean, only for the web applications we can get it. I mean, if we are doing Windows, that will be run for within that. So that one part is only that we download the script from the GitHub only. That is the new thing. Else we can achieve these things earlier also.
Yes. But when it needs to be automated, everything should be on through Jenkins.
Here we are not doing automated. We are not scheduling anything. We are doing manually as of now. Correct.
We will learn. Next, we will also learn how can we schedule it. Okay. First, let's complete it manually. Then we'll learn how can we schedule it. Okay. So, for the download purpose, so what I'm doing, I'll go to Jenkins dashboard. Where is the Jenkins dashboard? Now I create a new job.
Development, I guess it was development.
I'm creating a new job. The name of the job is testing. It's a freestyle project. Okay. In the source code management tab, I mentioned the GitHub repository URL where the testing scripts are available. Now in the dashboard, there are two jobs. Development job will complete all the 3 stages. Testing job will download the testing code. Okay. The point is not just downloading the code. You should run the code, not just downloading the code. You should run the code. So configure the same job. In the source code management, it downloads the code, and in the build tab, go to add build step and click on execute shell, and you need to write a command which will trigger the testing related scripts. The testing team will provide you basing on the tool which you are using. They'll provide you an appropriate command using shell that can be triggered. We don't need to learn how can we trigger the testing scripts, because the testing scripts, how it will be invoked depending upon the tool to tool. Are you understanding?
Sir, I have a query.
Yes.
Sir, when you said that, I mean, we have to download as in we would have to do it, or else the test
See,
engineers would do it.
no, as a DevOps engineer, we will be downloading the testing related scripts.
Okay.
We'll instruct the testing team to upload the scripts in the GitHub repository. That's it.
Okay.
Once the
So
repository
we'll.
details are provided to us, we'll download the testing related scripts. Like how we have downloaded the code in the stage 1 continuous download.
Mhm.
We have downloaded
Okay.
the code created by the developer. In the same way, we are downloading the code created by the tester. Both are code.
So basically, we'll help them build the scenario, and later on it happens continuously. Is that so?
Yes.
Okay. Mhm.
So Nafi is not just downloading the source code. Okay, downloading the source code, definitely it should be done. The source code should be executed by using the shell command. Okay. So that shell command, how to trigger the source code, the testing team will provide the instructions for us, or we'll ask the testing team to create the Jenkins job. Sometimes instead of testing team providing us the instructions, what we'll do, we'll provide the Jenkins credentials to testing teams to ask them to run the testing related scripts. That can also be possible. So what I'll do, this is not real application to test, isn't it? What is the real to test? It's not real application to test, okay? Or neither I don't have the testing scripts to run the testing code. So what I'll do, assuming if the testing scripts are perfectly passed, there will be a final echo statement saying that the testing has been passed. So what I'll do, I write a statement saying that the testing has been passed. Okay, but practically the testing team will write the commands to run the testing code. Okay, click on apply, click on save, go back to your dashboard. Now your dashboard is having two jobs. One is development job, the other one is testing job. Both are completely independent jobs. Both are completely independent jobs. So when I run the testing job, the second job, when I run the second job, what will happen? The testing code will be downloaded and testing code will be executed. Am I right? Testing code will be downloaded and testing code will be executed. So assuming the testing has been passed, we get a message called testing has been passed. Please look at this. I'm running the job. Done. So when you click on refresh, you can see the number as well. The first time it has been successfully executed. Obviously, we get a message called console output saying that the testing has been passed. Practically, testing scripts gets executed and then we get a message called testing has been passed. So continuous testing is all about downloading the testing related scripts and running the testing related scripts. That's it. That's part of continuous testing. Next, we have two jobs to perform the CI/CD stages as of now. Job 1 is performing stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Second job is performing stage 4. Both are independent jobs. But when we trigger the first job, when I run the first job should definitely will complete the 3 stages, and the first job should call the second job. Will not manually run the testing job again. Automatically development job should call the testing job. How can we call one job from another job? The development job should call the testing job. How can we call one job from another job? So for that, we have an option. Look at this. Both are independent jobs. To call the testing job after the development job is completed, go to first job, development job, configure, post build actions, add post build action, build other projects. In the project to build, you should mention the job which you want to call. What job I want to call? I want to call the second job. Am I right? What is second job? Testing. Click on apply. Click on save. I have linked both the jobs now. So this means when I run the first job will perform stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. After that, first job will call the second job will perform stage 4. That means when I'm running the job for the development job now, right now development and testing job, development job has executed 4 times, testing job has executed 1 time. So when I run the development job number should change to 5, and automatically testing job should call, and testing job number should change to 2. Let's experience whether this is happening or not. With this, we'll also learn how can we call one job to another job. I'm running the first job. When I run the first job, point of observation, in the queue, you see we have a queue here, build a queue. The testing job should be in queue. If you experience the testing job is in queue, that means you can understand that the testing job is waiting for the development job to get completed so that it gets executed. So let's experience this. Running the development job for the 5th time. Meanwhile, in the queue, testing job is waiting. Development job completed, so testing job has been started for the 2nd time. That means testing job is called from the development job, and then the number should change to 5 and 2. Yes, number has been changed to 5 and 2. This is how we can call the second job from the first job. You can call one job from another job. Now all the 4 stages are back to back. Clear? Clear about this? Next.
Hey, Sunil, how do you launch the testing tool from the testing job?
How can we?
So if you're doing some kind of testing, you need to launch the testing tools.
Running the testing related scripts.
Okay.
Isn't it?
So
Your question is running the testing related scripts.
Yeah, the tool also, right? So if there is a Selenium tool or any other tool, we need to launch the tool and do some kind of initial
testing code. You're talking about the testing code, right?
Talking about launching the testing tool and then initiating the testing.
So that should be done by using the shell commands.
Okay.
What tool the testing team is using, so that information will be provided to us by the testing team. Okay.
So we need to
command.
We
don't need to learn.
Software on the
we don't need to learn about the command which is used to run the testing scripts. Not required. Testing team will provide us the instructions, or we will provide the Jenkins credentials to the testing team and ask them to run the testing code for a specific job. Okay.
Okay.
That's not a problem. Okay. Because we don't know how to run the testing scripts, isn't it? Because we are not from the testing team, isn't it, with us? So we don't need to worry about which tool they are using.
But we need to have the software on the QA server, right? So that's a part of the DevOps team responsibility, or?
No. Maintaining the dependency, okay, or dependency softwares, installing the dependency softwares on the QA server is definitely the responsibility of the operations team. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
We don't need to worry about this. What we should worry about is performing the stages back to back, okay, and getting the results. Okay. So the testing job has been completed, and last stage is continuous delivery. Because what do you mean by continuous delivery? Final stage.
Move this code to the prod server.
Yes. Continuous delivery is almost like continuous deployment. Stage 3. The only difference is in stage 3 continuous deployment, we deploy it to QA server. Whereas if it is as testing is passed, we deploy it to the production server. Continuous delivery is nothing but delivering to the application to the client. That's nothing but moving it to production. One important point, very important point, generally beginners or learners will have confusion. Listen here. Continuous download, stage 1. Continuous build, artifact is built. Stage 3, deployment is deploying the artifact into the QA server. Testing is done. If the testing is passed, assuming testing is passed, yes. Now what we'll do, we'll deploy it into production. Now, very important. I have seen in many interviews, understanding as explained the CA series stages in a wrong way. Few participants explain like this. We deploy the artifact from dev to QA, and then from QA to prod. This is wrong. Dev to QA, and participants say in the interview from QA to prod. That's wrong. Dev to QA, artifact is deployed. Let's say this artifact is perfectly tested. That means this artifact is perfect. When this artifact is perfect, that doesn't it means that this is perfect because both are the same artifact. Then once this is tested, then we deploy the same artifact into the production. So dev to QA and dev to prod. Got it? We will not deploy from QA to prod. Jenkins cannot take the artifact from QA because Jenkins is not installed in the QA machine. Jenkins is not installed in the QA machine, isn't it? So Jenkins is installed in the dev machine. So when whatever Jenkins wants to do it, that resource should be available in the dev server. Okay. So what we are doing, we are deploying the as this artifact is cleared, then we deploy the same artifact to the production instance. Okay. Yes. Dinesh.
Yes, and I'm like, why we need, why we need to do testing using Jenkins? There will be testing team, right? They will do the testing on the application. Hello.
How do you automate? Point is automated without any human intervention. The concept of DevOps that there should not be any human intervention when you are delivering a particular product to the client.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if there is, yeah.
Okay.
So if there is any wrong in the script, whom we need to implement? If you run the test script, if it fails,
will have testing scripts you will have. If the testing is passed, you get a message testing has been passed.
Yeah, if it has failed,
team will generate the report and the mail gets triggered to the testing team.
Okay. Okay, fine.
The report testing team will get the report. Don't need to worry. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is clear. I think it is very clear. So dev to QA and dev to prod. Okay. Now the Jenkins should deploy the artifact. As the testing has been passed, the Jenkins should deploy the artifact into the production instance. Okay. Okay. Fine. For that, we need a plugin called as. Okay. Now artifact is available in the development job. Be very clear. Try to understand. The artifact is available in the development job, but we are using testing job for delivering it to perform stage 5 continuous delivery. So what we have to do, we have to copy the artifact from the development job to testing job. Development job is not performing stage 5. Development job is performing stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. We are creating a new job, testing job. We have created testing job, and it's the responsibility of the testing job to deploy the artifact into the production. But artifact is not there in the testing job. Artifact is available in the development job. So we will copy the artifact from the development job to testing job. If you want to copy artifact from development job to testing job, we need a plugin called as copy artifact plugin. So what I'll do, I'll install plugin in Jenkins. What plugin? Copy artifact. We already have learned how to install plugins. Go to manage Jenkins. Manage plugins, available tab, copy artifact, install without restart. Go back to dashboard. Plugin is ready. So what's our response? We should copy the artifact from the development job to testing job. Remember, whenever you are copying the artifact from one job to other job, in which job the artifact is available? In our case, the artifact is available in the development job. So what you have to do, you have to archive the artifact. Archiving is generally in our day-to-day zipping, right? Okay. For example, Akhil, I want to send you some 5 files. I want to send you some 5 files. So what I'll do, I'll zip the files and I'll send it to you, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Archiving, that's what zipping in the same way. If you want to copy the artifact, first we should zip the artifact, archive the artifact. Zipping is the archiving the artifact. So how to archive the artifact? Where is the artifact available in the development job? Go to development job, configure, post build action, add post build action. Archive the artifact. You are able to see this option because you have installed the
Yes,
plugin
Sunil.
copy artifact. So archive the artifact, select this. When you select this, you may, when you're practicing, you may not get the option here. It is grayed out because actually you need to scroll up. Archive the artifact option will be available top. And then what file you need to archive? Artifact. Artifact is nothing but file with extension dot var. So can I write */**var? I want to archive all the artifacts. Copy. Okay. That means the artifact will be archived. Post build action, where it is I've mentioned in the post build action. After performing continuous download, continuous build, continuous delivery, it will archive the artifact. Artifact is archived, just archive. And then it is testing job responsibility to pull the artifact from the development job. It is testing job responsibility to build the artifact from the development job. Go to testing job, configure. Go to build step, build tab, add build step. There is an option called copy artifact from another project. From which project you want to copy the artifact from? First project. First project is nothing but first job, development. Copy the artifact. So right now I'm in testing job. I'm copying the artifact from the development job.
Hello.
Yes, Asif.
Hello, Sunil. If we have multiple projects, so we'll get a list of projects here.
You can separate it with comma. Okay.
Separate with the comma.
Comma
Okay.
separated.
And also IntelliSense will be there, no?
Which
List of projects. List of projects also will get.
It will prompt me. Like say when I'm writing development, it automatically prompting me, isn't it, Asif?
Okay. Okay.
It will prompt me.
Thank you.
Copying the artifact from the development job. Next, Asif, for the next step after copying the artifact, we need to after copying the artifact, we need to Deploy into the
Right into the
which instance? Production instance.
yeah, production.
Apply. Post build action. Add post build action. Deploy var to a container. What var file you need to deploy? All the star dot var. Context path. I hope now you know the importance of context path. To access an application, a unique URL should be there. That's nothing but a context path. As I'm moving it into production environment, I write the context path as prod environment, prod env container. I want to deploy into which container? Tomcat 8 container. Right now, these are the credentials of QA instance. I need to add the credentials of Tomcat of production instance to Jenkins. Tomcat username in the production instance is learning. I hope you remember. We have two credentials. Password is SUNIL. Add the credentials for the production instance. Tomcat URL. What should be the Tomcat URL? Private IP of the production instance. Colon Tomcat runs on 808. This is the Tomcat URL where I want to deploy it. And using the credentials, Jenkins will deploy the artifact to the production instance. Apply, save, go back to dashboard, run the job. When you run the job, what will happen? The first development job I'm running, development job will perform continuous download. The artifact is built, the artifact is deployed into the QA instance, and then the development job will call the testing job. Testing job will perform continuous testing. The testing script gets executed, and then the artifact is copied from the development job to testing job, and the testing job will deploy the particular artifact into the production instance. So right now the number is 5 and 2. Then right now the number is 5 and 2. I'm running the development job for the 6th time, and then that will trigger the testing job. The testing job number should be changed to 3. Let's see what happens now.
Sunil,
1 minute, please.
I'm thinking here.
1 minute, please.
Right. Okay.
So testing job is running. Testing job is in queue. Testing job is running for the 3rd time. Testing job has been completed. Refresh the dashboard. Completed successfully. How can we access the application which is delivered in the production instance? How can we access the application which is deployed into the production instance? Take the production instance, the public IP.
8080 and followed by context.
Followed by
Context path,
context path. You are right. What is the context path? I remember the context path is prod environment. Are you able to deliver it live? Yes, perfect.
Yes, sir.
So we are able to perform the CI/CD stages. We are able to perform CI/CD stages by using 2 jobs, and you now know how to call one job from another job, how to copy the artifact from one job to other job, How can we deploy it? And remember, very, very important, dev to QA and dev to prod. Everything from Jenkins only, not QA to prod. That's very, very important point you need to keep in mind when you're performing the CI/CD stages. Okay. Yes. Any question? Someone else has asked.
Sunil, I was thinking you're copying the artifact from dev to QA. Why? And
Yes.
directly we can deploy it into the production once we get the
No, you're copying the no. Repeat your question. We are copying the artifact from
dev to production. Sorry. From test job we are having the artifact into the copying the artifact into the QA environment, correct?
no. Repeat your question.
Why we are copying the artifacts? We
The
are
first
copying
point.
into the
From
production,
where
not
we are
into the
copying
QA.
that is? From where we
Directly
are copying the artifact?
You are copying into the production, correct? And
From where?
from dev
To where?
to production.
Wrong. Your question is, why are you copying the artifact?
Yeah, into the QA.
From
You are
first tell me
from dev
to
QA. You have copied it into the QA, correct?
this is your question.
Yeah.
Your question should be, why are you copying the artifact from development job to testing job?
Not testing job, yeah.
When Debian, when you say dev and QA, it will be instance names, isn't it? One instance, EC2 instance, and one
Yeah,
instance.
It was job actually.
Dev job to QA job. Okay. Which
Directly
job which job is yes, you can continue your question. Directly? Can we use development job?
Yes. Development job
to deliver it to the production.
Yes.
Isn't it? Already development job is deploying the artifact into the QA. Is it?
Yes.
Again, once it is deployed, again you cannot in the post build action, again we cannot select the same option. It will be grayed out. Okay. One job will perform one deployment. Okay. Do you understand, Nafis?
Yeah. Understand.
So there's no second option where we can provide one more Tomcat credentials, different instance Tomcat credentials is not possible. Already that particular option is used. You cannot add one more type. Okay. So what we are doing, we are taking help of one more new job, happily, modularity, two different jobs, copying the artifact from one job to another job and then deploying it to the production. Okay. Okay, Nafis.
And one more thing, how do you understand that the QA is fast? We have not written anything, I guess. Is there any flag? Only the
why I hope it is very clear why we are not writing any testing related command, because we don't need to worry about what command should be executed, because testing team will provide the information, isn't it? And basing on the tool which they are using. Okay, how to run the testing. Okay, Nafis.
No, but still I'm thinking, if is there any failure, still my job will perform the testing job which I am creating, copying it and deploying it production. So how do I restrict the deployment to the production?
No. That can be done by using the code. Okay, Nafis, we'll discuss that in the coming classes. That is possible by creating a pipeline job.
My agenda is only the simple. How can I stop it? So you are saying that it should be by shell scripting.
That is possible by using the pipeline job. That is in the coming classes. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Chanakya, any questions? Is your mic fixed?
Yeah, no, Sunil, it's fine.
Okay. Clear?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes, Vikas.
Yeah, Sunil.
Yes, Sunil. So, okay, if this is a small application, that's fine. But if this is an enterprise application which has hundreds of modules, and we are fixing only or making enhancements / correction to some of the functionality,
Yeah,
do we
exactly.
need to download all the code? Need
Not
to do the
required. Not
testing?
required.
Okay.
Let's say developer is making a small change in one specific functionality. Because very good question. When developer is making a small change in one specific functionality, why do we need to download the complete project code, complete building again, and complete deployment? We don't need to do that. Only the part of the code which is made changes, only that particular code needs to be built, needs to be deployed. It's the full application, isn't it?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that's called as a multi-line, multi-branch pipeline job. When we are learn, I will show that. That's very good important question. Interview question. We'll be seeing that scenario in upcoming classes. Okay, Vikas?
Yeah. And another thing, Sunil, when we were talking about the testing, so if I'm building a new functionality, QA team needs to have that application to build the testing script. So
Yes.
do they have access to the QA environment and do some kind of manual testing and write the testing
Who will
script
have
for the next time?
who will have it? You're talking about.
I mean, testing team should be having access to the application so that they can build the testing script.
Yes. Yes. After that is done, once the scripts are ready, okay, then only we will start the Jenkins job.
So the initial process where they are writing the test script in the automation tool, that will be they
That
have
should
access
be
to.
yes.
Sorry.
They will have access. Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Sunil.
Thank you. Very, very important stages, the 5 stages, which is very, very important, and you should be very, very comfortable. So what are the plugins which are involved to complete the 5 stages? Prashant, what are the plugins which are required to complete all the 5 stages, whatever we have learned in today's session? There are 2 plugins which are required. First plugin, deploy to container plugin, which helps in deploying the artifact to particular container. That's first plugin. Second plugin, copy artifact plugin, which helps in copying the artifact from one job to other job. These are the 2 plugins which are required to perform the 5 stages. Okay.
Okay.
Clear about this. Okay.
Yes.
So I
Okay.
strongly recommend. Yes, Chanakya, you're right. So I strongly recommend to practice all these 5 stages and make yourself comfortable with the CI/CD process. Okay. So this is our plan for our today's session. Now you know how to perform all the 5 stages in CI/CD. Please practice this and make yourself comfortable. In tomorrow's session, discuss about security options in Jenkins. Okay. Clear?
Sunil,
Dinesh.
yeah, for deploying the artifact from dev to prod also we need the deploy to container file, right? Like deploy to container.
Deploy to container is there, yes.
So, okay, and one more doubt, like, see, we are deploying the artifact first from dev to testing QA environment for testing purpose. Okay, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, then again, why we are copying that artifact in Jenkins from development to testing? Will it be, that artifact will be available in testing, right?
Okay, now the question is, using Jenkins, we are deploying to QA.
Yes, yes.
Why don't we pick up the artifact from QA?
Yeah.
To prod? Why are you again taking it from Jenkins? Because it is which tool we are using to deploy to production. Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins.
You're taking help from Jenkins. Is Jenkins available in the QA?
No.
When Jenkins is not available in the QA, how can Jenkins access this artifact which is there They're in this particular EC instance.
Okay.
Jenkins cannot access this EC2. This
Okay.
particular artifact. Jenkins can access only this artifact. Isn't it? When this is successful, that means that this is successful. Am I right, Dinesh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same artifact.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
So you are copying that artifact from development project to testing
When
project.
this is perfect, that means this is perfect. When this is perfect, we move it to live. Okay.
Okay. No. I'm asking about Jenkins dashboard. You copied the article from development to Jenkins, right? See, development to testing project.
Yes.
Jenkins dashboard.
Yes.
That's for now.
Why did we do that?
Sorry?
Now, what's your question?
See, in Jenkins dashboard, we are copying the artifact from development project to testing project, right?
Yes, you are right.
That is not my question. Like, why we need to copy that?
Which job we are using to deploy it into production?
Oh, testing job.
Testing job. When testing job was deployed, testing job
Yeah,
will have the artifact.
Yeah.
Testing job did not create the artifact. Development job has created the artifact.
Yeah, it has moved into test environment, right? Like QA.
Environment is different, job is different.
Okay, fine. Okay. So the job, that both jobs are in test development environment only, right?
Because Jenkins is a development environment.
Okay, fine. So once after deploying, we are accessing, right, using that public IP with context part.
That does not have an effect in the job. Accessing, anybody can access. Okay, once it is
Okay.
But the job is there in the development. The artifact is there in the development.
Okay. So that context path and that port 8080 will comes under Tomcat, or it belongs to Jenkins 8080?
Accessing the application using the context path is nowhere related to Jenkins job. Okay.
Okay, it's a Tomcat. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Sunil. Okay, thank you. Got it.
Hello, Sunil.
Yes.
Actually, I have a question. Like, when development done its part and the development is ready for QA, how that QA team will going to know that QA we need to do a QA again, and if means how automate process will work, that I have.
We have not discussed about automation. We are doing actual manual process. Then we'll automate this. Once we automate the process, then your doubt will be cleared. Okay? How automation?
Okay. That is the only question.
Yeah. That's in coming classes. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you all. Practice this. Sakil, yes.
Sunil, for example, we are done all the deployment from development to production, and suddenly during the process, if a developer changes any code, then again the code will trigger automatically, or again we should do manual.
That's called automation. Now this should happen automatically. We'll see it how can we do it in coming class.
Okay, Sunil. Thank you, and happy weekend.
Is it a weekend?
Yeah.
Today is a Friday. Oh,
yes.
Okay, so no session on Saturday, Sunday. Good news, Akil.
If you want, you can have.
Is it a good news, Akil? No session tomorrow and later tomorrow. You can have that.
For this week, it is good news. For this week, it is good.
Why?
Because I was pending with some work, practicing work, so I can cover up in these 2 days.
Please do that. Okay. I'll also learn. I also use this weekend to learn something new.
If you learn, then indirectly we will also learn.
What's the weekend plan, Chanakya?
Yeah, no plans yet. Need to practice that. That's it. No plans yet. We need to practice. That's it.
Looks like everyone are very studious.
No, not like that.
Not bad.
It's all same in the lockdown, Sunil.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference in weekday and weekend, especially Corona effect.
Even just like you, I just shocked. That's
to
how
know the
weekend
weekend,
came.
right?
Yeah.
On last week also, we have remembered you that this Friday.
In the weekend. Okay. Thank you, Rajshekhar. Thank you, Vishal. Thank you, Ashok. Thank you, one and all.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice
Thank you,
weekend.
sir.
See you on Monday morning. Monday morning again. That will be Sunday evening in US. Okay. Thank you all.